All right, welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive. Today, we're tackling something that's been making waves in the world of global talent mobility. It's Australia's new Skills in Demand visa. You'll probably hear it called the SID.
Definitely going to hear it called the SID.
Yeah. Now, this isn't just another visa program.
Right.
This is like Australia sending out a giant "We Want You" poster,
Yeah.
but it's specifically aimed at skilled professionals. Think doctors, engineers, tech wizards, the people who build things and make things work.
Exactly. And that's because Australia's facing this interesting challenge. Their economy's booming, but they need specific skills to keep that momentum going.
So they're being strategic. It's about filling those gaps in their workforce with the best and brightest from around the world.
Precisely. It's a win-win. They get the talent they need to thrive, and skilled professionals get a chance to build a career, potentially even a life in a country that's known for its high quality of life.
Okay, so let's break down what makes the SID different from other visa programs. We're hearing a lot of buzz about faster processing times. What does that actually mean for someone applying?
Well, think about the traditional visa process. It can be a bit of a marathon, lots of paperwork, waiting, and sometimes it feels like you're stuck in limbo.
Not exactly ideal when you're trying to plan your future.
No, not at all. But with the SID, Australia's aiming to cut that processing time down significantly. Like instead of waiting months, we're potentially talking weeks in some cases.
Wow. Okay, so that's huge for anyone who's serious about making the move. But let's talk about the long game, because the SID isn't just about getting your foot in the door.
Right, exactly. It's not just a temporary work visa, it's actually a pathway to permanent residency.
Okay, so that means you're not just working in Australia, you're actually putting down roots, becoming part of the fabric of the country.
Yeah, exactly. And that opens up a whole new level of stability and opportunity. Think about it. You can buy property, access healthcare, and your kids can get a school.
It's about building a life, not just having a job.
Absolutely.
And I imagine that peace of mind is priceless for families, especially when you're moving across the world.
You're absolutely right. And that's one of the things that makes the SID so attractive.
Okay, so now I'm sure everyone's wondering, how do I get on this fast track to the Aussie dream?
Well, let's be realistic. It's not a free-for-all. Australia's carefully selected the professions that are most in demand.
Right. They've got this skills in demand list,
Hmm.
and it pretty much spells out who they're looking for.
Yeah, and the list is constantly being updated to reflect what's happening in their economy. But right now, you're looking at areas like healthcare nurses are in high demand, and then software developers, engineers, particularly civil engineers, for all the infrastructure projects they have going on. Also, skilled tradespeople like electricians and plumbers.
So if you've got skills in those areas, Australia's basically rolling out the red carpet for you.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, but let's be practical. Say you're a skilled professional, you check the list, your profession's there. What are the next steps? What do you actually have to do to get this visa?
All right, well, first things first, make sure your qualifications are recognized in Australia.
Ah, that's important. You can't just assume your credentials from another country will automatically transfer over.
Nope. You've got to go through the proper channels, get your qualifications assessed, and make sure everything's in order. And then comes the part that nobody really enjoys, gathering all the evidence to prove you've got the experience to back up your skills.
That's where a good, thick file comes in handy.
Yeah. Detailed work history, references, all that good stuff. And honestly, this is where a good migration agent can be worth their weight in gold. They can guide you through the process, make sure you don't miss any crucial steps.
Because even small mistakes can really set you back.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so we've talked about professional skills, but there are a couple of other boxes you need to tick to be eligible for the SID. Let's talk about English proficiency.
Right, you've got to be able to communicate effectively.
Makes sense you're going to be living and working in Australia.
Exactly. So they use standardized English language tests to assess your abilities, make sure you can speak, read, write, and understand English well enough to, thrive in a professional setting.
Right, and of course there are the standard health and character requirements. That's pretty typical for any visa application, right?
Absolutely. It's just to ensure that people coming into the country are healthy and, well, good characters. So there'll be medical examinations, background checks, that sort of thing.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about the benefits of the SID, the types of professionals Australia is looking for, the eligibility criteria, even the steps involved in applying.
Lots of info.
It is. So for our listeners out there, the ones who are seriously considering taking the leap, what's the one piece of advice you'd give them?
I'd say don't just get caught up in the excitement. Do your homework. Really dig into the details of the SID, understand the points system, and see how your skills and experience translate into points.
Because remember, it's a competitive process.
It is. You want your application to stand out.
So it's not enough to just be qualified. You've got to present yourself in the best possible light.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's shift gears a bit. For our listeners who maybe haven't considered Australia before, what would you say makes it such a great place to live and work?
Well, Australia's got this unique combination of a strong economy and a really relaxed lifestyle. The weather's fantastic, the people are friendly, plus they've got this incredible natural beauty.
Yeah, the beaches, the outback, the Great Barrier Reef.
It's a pretty amazing place.
It is. And with the SID, they're making it easier than ever for skilled professionals to experience all of that firsthand.
Exactly.
So for those of you listening, think about your long-term goals. Think about your career aspirations, your lifestyle preferences. Does Australia align with your vision of the future?
It's a question worth asking yourself.
It really is. And the SID might just be the key to unlocking a whole world of possibilities. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the Skills and Demand visa. We hope you found it insightful.
We did too.
And who knows, maybe we'll see some of you down under soon.
I hope so.
That's it for today's episode. Catch you next time for another deep dive.
See you then.
Bye for now.
Bye.